What's going on, everyone? This fight was with Kevin Shells. This the rundown. Let's get it. First bout, our man Terrence Crawford walked out this weekend, defeating Israel for the WBA Super Welterweight title. What you guys say about this, Kev? How you think he performed? Do you think he earned the title? It was a close bout. Do you think he did enough to walk away with the belt? What you say about this?
Man, I think the Saudis had this event on too long, man. I was dozing off, man. No, but it was a great event. I thought Crawford won, but it was a competitive fight. Israel did his thing. Israel did his thing for a fighter with 10, 11 fights. He showed why he was the WBA champion. I thought he did very well against a guy in Crawford who many believe to be the pound for pound best fighter in the world. He did well. I thought Crawford won, but I do think it was competitive. I know Eddie Hearn, the promoter for the Zone, he was upset with the decision. His guy lost the fight, but it was a close fight. But I thought Crawford got the nod. I thought he did enough to win the fight. Good fight though. It was a good, solid fight. The question comes, what comes after this is, of course, what happens next. Your guy, His Excellency, he said, he basically was on the air like, Canelo, take the fight. We sent the contract over. I'm like, damn, they telling Canelo to take the fight. So
I ain't gonna lie.
He seemed very, very upfront about that. So
you're very animated
they're
about
gunning for Canelo.
Here's the thing with that, bro. Not to cut you off, but here's the thing though. I ain't gonna lie. I got a lot to say about this. I mean, it was a close fight, so I'm not mad at Terrence winning. Congrats. Watching greatness unfolding before us.
Right.
It's the thing though. I'm not mad at Eddie Hearn for feeling the way he feel, because his thing was you didn't do enough to beat like what I always say, to beat the champ. You got to beat the champ.
Well, here's the question.
That's what.
Who was the champ? Who's coming in there with the cachet? It ain't we never heard of Israel before this fight.
100% right. Yo,
I can barely say his last name. I can't remember his last name at the moment.
Bro, you 100% right. No. Watch this though.
We over here talking about Israel.
Bro, when it went to decision, I thought to myself, man, that Saudi money is already banking on Terrence to go fight Alvarez.
I'm saying.
You ain't doing enough to stop that money from trolling in. So
to beat to beat the champ, you got to beat the champ. It wasn't on Terrence Crawford to win that.
So absolutely. Yo, the whole time you knew Terrence was the A side, because usually the champ walks in last. My man Israel had to walk out first, like all last. I was doing all of y'all. I'm like, yo, ain't he the champ? Like, walking out first, but. It is what it is, though. But nah, congrats to Terrence. I'm not mad at the victory. But like you said, going back to who's next for him. A lot of people saying based on his performance against Israel, he need a think twice about moving up 2 weight classes to fight Alvarez. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I have mixed feelings about Crawford and Canelo, to be honest with you. I feel like for Canelo, this is right up his alley as far as the fights he has been picking. But I also think for Canelo, this is a catch-22 fight. If he beats Crawford, nobody's going to give him credit for it, because Crawford will be going up a zillion weight classes.
You don't think they're going to give him credit for it for being the pound-for-pound king?
Nope. He's not going to get that. The first thing people are going to say, I'm telling you right now, is Crawford went up a zillion weight classes to fight him. And he's older. It's the first thing people want to say. And of course, him losing to Crawford ain't good either. So it
definitely ain't good.
Yeah, so I think it's he's going to cash out.
No, I was gonna say.
I was gonna say for Canelo, I think it's a lose. Outside of the financials, it's kind of a lose.
Remember he said he'll fight Benavidez for 200 mil, right?
He did say that. It's pretty consistent.
So imagine how much you'll ask for Crawford. I want $500 million.
I heard 150 already. I think I heard 150, but I speculate
to fight
in regards to a Crawford fight. Yeah.
150?
150.
I'm surprised about that. I asked for $500 million. What? That's before His Excellency came into the game. Man, I want $500 million, bro.
Who knows? Hey.
But if not Alvarez, who's next for Crawford? Boots. Speaking of ducking, people saying that
it's an interesting thing, because if Crawford is doing business with the Saudis, I'm interested to see what Earl Spence's fight. Earl Spence has a title fight coming up against Fortuna, and that is for another piece of the 154 crown. The irony would be, if he won that fight, I think Crawford and Spence, if Spence would win that fight, there would be money in Crawford and Spence. There would be money in that fight again. I don't know if Crawford would be willing to wait for Spence. He's waited for Spence for so long as it is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if the Canelo, I do see the Canelo fight coming on. It fits like a glove. Crawford wants to go out with a bang, and Canelo, this has been the type of fights he's been going for so far. Guys who seemingly are at a disadvantage. Like I don't know.
All right, moving on. For the night ended with another champ. Jose Venezuela walked out with a WBA super lightweight belt after beating Cruz, Pitbull Cruz. I thought Cruz was walking out with that, but Jose proved me wrong. What's your thoughts on that one, Kev?
That was a good fight. That was a really good fight. Venezuela, the question I had coming in was, would he be able to keep Cruz off of him with that pressure? And he did. And he took shots. And when he did get hit, he took it well and gave some back in return. I thought this is a definite step up for him. He showed a lot of maturity, a lot of grit. He showed everything. That's a champion right there. What did you think of the fight before I go into what I'm about to go into? When
I picked Cruz during our last show to win, it was because I thought Venezuela wasn't going to be able to keep distance and even had the chin to deal with Cruz's power. I was proven wrong on both those fronts. First of all, Venezuela was good at keeping the distance. He was very good at it. And even when, like you said, when Cruz was able to get past the guard, he was taking those hits and coming back at him.
Yeah.
So you saw Cruz was, you know what it was to me? What I was noticing, Cruz was trying his best to get this man out. He was not trying to get this he was not trying to make this a decision. He was really trying to get him out of there.
Right.
And it just wasn't working.
Yeah.
It just wasn't working. And Cruz's whole fighting style, he never needed to switch it up before. His whole fight was I'm gonna come at you, tight grip, like you said, similar to Tyson. I'm gonna come at you, and you're gonna go down eventually. That was not happening this time. And it's I don't want to call Cruz a one-trick pony, but when your one trick don't work and you don't try to adapt and switch it up, this is what happens.
Absolutely. And I'm giving you, in regards to this fight, and I'm gonna end it with this. This is going to be Tank's next opponent. You hearing it here first. It's gonna be Venezuela.
Upset special.
You hearing it here first. It's gonna be Venezuela. He fits the description, and we're gonna touch on this a little later on in the show. He definitely fits the description. In another fight, former heavyweight champion Andy Ruiz went up against Big Baby Miller, and for me, this was a shocker. For me personally. What did you think of this fight?
Well, first of all, no one likes to draw.
I forgot it was a draw.
No one likes to draw. It was a majority draw. And when the fight first started, Ruiz I felt he was dominating. He had the belt. But I think as the fight wore off, he gassed out. You saw he was getting tired. And I had to give it to Baby. Those body shots that he was giving to Ruiz. You know what I like about body shots? It's like you're investing for a later time. I'm gonna hit you up in these early rounds, and later on you're gonna be gassed out. And that's what I saw in Ruiz. I'm interested to see I want to see a rematch because of this. I definitely want to see a rematch.
I agree.
Maybe Ruiz may have had a better chance if he was more better conditioned.
He broke his hand.
He did break his hand.
He's saying it. He pulled that glove off, and it was it didn't look like a regular hand.
He was able to do. That led to my point. He was able to still maintain a competitive edge with that broken hand.
Yeah. So who knows how early that's. But he looked like he started to fade. It looked like Miller had a game plan. It looked like that was the game plan to kind of absorb, get through the early rounds and to really push later on. I think for me, the broken hand makes it, more interesting to me, because watching the fight straight up, I was like, this might be the end of Ruiz, because I didn't think him and Miller were in the same class, to be honest with you. So to see Miller really start to push the action and control the geography of the ring, kind of pushing Ruiz back, it took me a little bit. I said, wow, this might really be the end of Ruiz. He's 2 years of inactivity coming in. He's 34 years old. Maybe
he did good for 2 years of inactivity, bro. That's what I'm saying.
I gotta see him fight again.
That's
I gotta see him fight
exactly. I
again.
want to see this rematch.
I don't because yes, the hand was broken, but he looked like he was fading. Like
Maybe because he had a broken hand.
Fading because he had a broken hand, I guess. So we move on to the UFC Fight Night card. It was a daytime card on ABC. The main event of the night was Corey Sandhagen. It was in the Bantamweight division. Corey Sandhagen, who was the number 2 contender, going up against Umar Nurmagomedov, cousin of Khabib, I believe, right? Cousin of Khabib.
That's what it is. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, hey, why not? 18-0. 18-0. Not all of that was in the UFC, but 18-0. What'd you think of this one, man?
Well, you know what? I'm not mad you mentioned that that's the cousin of Khabib, because to me, because he is a cousin of Khabib and he is attached to that camp, he's getting a fast track to that bantamweight belt, because you take out Sandhagen, who's number 2. The only person above number 2 is number 1, who's Norov, who's about to face off O'Malley for the bantamweight belt. Right. So my thing is, after you beat Sandhagen, who's next? Either, to me, it's either you wait for O'Malley and Marab to sort it out, or you end up fighting Peter Yan or the dude we're about to talk about who won the last, which is Figueiredo. And after that, then you're on your way to the belt. So, but in terms of the fight itself, I love the fight. I love grappling. I love it was high level grappling. Sandhagen has some good takedown defense against Umar. Really, and even when he was taken down, Nurmagomedov had a hard time keeping him on the ground, keeping Sandhagen on the ground. So it was a hard-earned win. It was a good fight, and yeah, I'm interested to see who they're gonna set Umar Nurmagomedov with next.
I hear you. I don't disagree with you in regards to the fight. I'm gonna focus on the aftermath for Sandhagen. Unfortunate. And there are some really good fighters in the UFC that just don't win belts. I really wanted to see him and O'Malley. I've always said it. Sandhagen right now, he's kind of just lost these close decisions where the guy that beats him gets the title shot. It was TJ Dillashaw beat him in a close one. He got the title shot. I wouldn't say disputed, but debatable fight. Then Petr Yan beat him in a 5-round debatable. Petr Yan goes back to fight Aljamain Sterling. Then he actually beat Marlon Vera when Vera was on fire in Dallas, Texas. He beat him when he was on fire. Doesn't get the title shot. It's Marlon Vera that gets the title shot because of the matchup of Vera versus O'Malley again, the rematch, and he gets left out. And then he gets caught fighting Nurmagomedov, who's 18-0 and failing drug tests. You know what I mean? I just feel like he just got the raw end of the stick on this one, but we'll see what happens from here on. But let's segue into a guy that may is coming up that bantamweight ladder quite quickly. And for me, surprisingly, Deiveson Figueiredo. He matched up against number 4 in the division, previously mentioned Marlon Vera. What did you think of this fight, Joe?
Bro, I said this before. This is Figueiredo's weight class. This is his weight class. His last fight in the flyweight, when he was fighting against Moreno for the 3rd bout, I said like he just looks drained. Like the weight cut looked like it was affecting his performance. I think it was some point where he had to move up, and the way he's been performing since he got into this weight class, this is his weight. Going back to the last bout, it seems like Sandhagen is the gatekeeper for the championship belt. If you beat Sandhagen, you get a shot at the title. But I think Nurmagomedov and Figueiredo should go at it, and that should decide who's next to get at the bantamweight belt. In the fight itself, it was a Sandhagen and Nurmagomedov fight was for grappling. Vera's and Figueiredo's fight was for striking. It was a 3-round barn burner on striking. Like 2nd round, Figueiredo dropped Vera. But besides that, it was a very close fight. So, like I said, I want to see Figueiredo fight Nurmagomedov, and the winner of them two should then go for the bantamweight belt.
Okay, makes sense. You don't want to. I'm pretty sure they want to push Umar. His next fight is for the championship. So yeah, Figueiredo.
I think so too.
Figueiredo, I like it. This Figueiredo looks great. Yeah, actually, that's a great point. I think that's actually probably more likely.
Yeah.
I think that's more likely. Figueiredo against Peter Yan. I'm impressed with Figueiredo, man. I didn't think he would go up there. He choked Cody Garbrandt out, former champion. Then he comes up and gets the win on against Marlon Vera and drops him in the second round. I could not believe. I think Marlon Vera is dangerous. He's not the guy that when you're gonna move up into a weight class that you're gonna showcase and show out against. And I was really impressed with Figueiredo in this fight.
O'Malley wasn't able to drop Vera.
I thought he clearly,
O'Malley wasn't able to drop.
No,
Vera.
and that's a great point. And he landed. And he hit him with like a knee shot around the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very impressed with. I want to see his next fight.